Bagfuel, baby.
When you first started spinning, were you doing it for free? And if you was, when did you start getting paid?
Eesh.
You know, it's funny you say that. I started doing it. I was in this program called the Upward Bound program. I don't know if you ever heard of that. During your junior and senior year in high school, there was a program where you could live on college campus for the summertime, prepping yourself for college. So you had Columbia University, you had LIU, you had Queens College, you had Stony Brook and Long Island, and you had the university I was staying at, Fordham University. So during my junior and senior year, I was in there prepping myself for college, but at the same time, me and a roommate by the name of Roosevelt Smith, we had our stereo systems. But we learned how to hook up our stereo system and connect it together, and everybody should come to our dorm during the summer and party with us. Okay. You know, like the old school way, you had the electrophonic set. And you put the turntable into phono, and then the other one said auxiliary. Yeah. You put the other turntable into auxiliary, so when you DJing, you're not holding on to anything, but when one record die out and you got the other record and another, you just click it over.
Wow.
So it continue on. Before you know, they asked for us to do a party in the cafeteria. Meanwhile, while I was moving around, I was watching other people what they was doing. And that's how I learned by watching. Otherwise, when I was in high school, I took a music class. As I took a music class, I learned how to read and write music. So now, some people may look at it as you watching, but I'm not only watching, but I'm listening according to how they segue from one record to another by blending, by mixing. And that would inspire me. So I took time to study.
Was it difficult for you, or were you resistant when Serato came into the game? Because
No.
There's a lot of DJs within your class were like, I ain't fucking with that.
No. There's one thing you always got to learn to adapt to change. Mm-hmm. Because whatever it is not going to last the same forever. Because if that's the case, you would be at a phone booth instead of being on a cell phone.
Of course.
So when it came to technology now, as far as in the DJ system, and I got to give it up to my cousin, the original DJ Jazzy J. He introduced the Serato to me. First, it was a thing called Final Scratch. That was my
I remember Final Scratch, the seat,
Yeah. So, but here it is. He said, nah, forget that. Here go, try this, and the Serato. And I just kept going.
So it sounds like you was like, not ahead of the game, but,
I was in the pretense.
Wow.
Because Jazzy was like, quote unquote, a spokesman for Serato and Rain.
Rain,
Yeah,
okay.
because Serato was 10 years exclusive with Rain Company, and then it got spread out. So as he was a spokesman, he hooked up the cousin, and just took it from there.
Were other DJs looking at you crazy? You come into the club and you don't got all your crates. They're like, yo, Red, what the fuck you doing?
I know. Everybody, so many was reluctant. So many was very reluctant. But you do your way, I do my way. Now, no, I did not really get too much into the stems. I respect it. I just never got to interact too much with it, but it's very interesting at the point in time. But even before the Serato, I remember people were leaving from the turntables to the CDJs.
Yes.
They hated the CDJs at first.
But, look at it this way. I'm being hired to play a night in a club or any facility there is. Now, what's in front of you either CDJs or a Serato setup? You gonna complain or the show must go on? What is it gonna be?
Show got to go on,
The show gotta go on, so you gotta adapt. You don't adapt, you don't get nothing.
So you didn't feel a way that DJs, it became simpler and easier to DJ because a lot of the DJs who sat there practiced the way you did felt like a lot of dudes were jumping the line.
You know what? To some degree, I respect that and I understand that because you have a lot of them that did not take time to understand the foundation, the basics, what it is to start as a DJ, learn how to mix, how to scratch, how to accommodate from one to the other. Everything was so easy for you. But it takes for that individual to go back to do your homework and see where it all come from. Then you have a different perspective of why it's adapted to what it is today. Meanwhile, for my peers, the elders, don't be upset because whatever you was doing in the past is not going to remain the same later on in the future. You got to adapt.
Where did Red Alert come from?
Red Alert come from, I used to be a tall, skinny, big red afro basketball player.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I used to play ball.
Me too. Because you got basketball background. Why is so many people in music with basketball, the basketball backgrounds from the beginning?
Well, you got to understand, living in the inner city, the hood, the ghetto, you know, there was certain things that, you know, that took you away from trouble situations. Basketball was one of them. And also, as I look up to my brother, he's not actually my brother, but we grew up in the same household and my grandparents, as he's my first cousin. So, you know, you grew up under the same household, you look at him like, you know, that's my brother.
That's my brother.
You know, right on my sister. And he the one that was one of the first members of under Mr. Holcomb Rucker, along with Bob McCullough, Fred Crawford, Bruce Ragg, and all of them. So I look up to him in so many ways that if I wasn't in his record collection, I would point out one of his basketballs.
Was you nice though, Red?
I was all right. I'm all right. I was all right. I hung in there.
Okay, you
I hung in there.
some bookings.
I hung in there. Yeah, you know. No.